Spend all your money at the parks in Orlando. Did you know Orlando is probably one of the best places on the planet to go shopping? And I know what you're thinking. Richard, you are a travel vlogger. You do family friendly. What do you know about fashion? You probably just play that guitar kind of sucky. I do kind of suck at the guitar, but that's not what we're talking about. If I'm so bad at being a fashion guy, explain this. Or explain Nachi. 40 bucks. Do you hear some type of loud engine roaring? I don't hear it. Do you hear it? Oh, maybe it's just these diesel jeans that I got for like 70 bucks. How can he afford that? I can't afford that because Joe jeans for like 50 bucks. Stop wasting your money in the park, because some of the greatest things when it comes to fashion, clothes, and we got some tips for you golfers, fishermen, outdoor guys, that if you put a little money behind, you are gonna come back big from your vacation in Orlando. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's do this. An overly large amount of people come to Disney every single year, and they spend so much money on useless things. They spend it on popcorn buckets and Mickey hats and $10 for a Coke. Just a lot of things. Everything's really expensive down here. But there's some parts that you can find a better deal. There's better deals out there. And let's just start off. Even on Disney property, you can find a better deal. If you want to go somewhere, we're knocking out the Disney stuff early, and then we'll come back around to it because there's other places. But go to Disney Springs and you will see Unique Low has Disney stuff. But I want you to keep in mind, you're in Florida. Everybody has some type of contract with Disney, so you can go to different places that, you know, that maybe stores in your area doesn't have these particular lines, but they're going to have some type of collaboration with Disney. Find all these places around Florida, they know that's the strongest area, and that's what you're going to do. But if you just want a plain Disney t-shirt to walk around in, maybe you splurged on that one Spirit jersey, but you don't want to buy like all these crazy shirts, go to Uniqlo in Disney Springs. It's going to be the most affordable place to buy some Disney merch without paying that crazy Disney price. But there is a cheaper place, but we're not here to talk about Disney. We're here to talk about everything. So there's a lot of options of shopping when you get to Orlando. That's what makes Orlando great. You can buy you a popcorn bucket at Disney or buy all the monorails and stuff like that. But what about normal shopping? There's a few layers. So if you want the high, trendy, high-end mall, you're gonna have to go to Mall at Millennia. That's in Millennia. It's not too far from Universal Studios. That's where you're going to find your Chanel, Gucci, Fendi, full price, actual store. If that's the type of shopper you are, that's where you need to be. That's the place. A couple key notes about that. Traffic is always terrible around there. So you're going to be sitting in line at red lights. You're going to probably think you're at the parking lot because you're not going to move for a while. Just traffic patterns are terrible around there. Also, crime is a little higher right there. We covered that in our Is Orlando Safe video. I'll put a link to it. But yeah, it's a lot of purse snatching and stuff like that happen outside the parking lot. There is, I believe there is valet parking. It would make you feel for an upcharge. And let's be honest, if you're going there to shop for Gucci and Louis and all that, you're probably better off try to get some valet parking. There's also some there's a PF Chang's in there and a Cheesecake Factory. The Blue Martini used to be in there, but now it's not. But higher end retail, Nordstrom, stuff like that, if that's where you want to shop, pay full price, that's where you need to go. Next is the normal run-of-the-mill mall, but it is very large, and that is the Florida Mall, which is off of Orange Blossom Trail, which is another kind of unsavory place to be. You're going to notice a lot of stuff on the outside of there, but there's a couple of high notes of being there. It's a very large mall, so you're going to see a lot of cool things in there. There's a lot of different places to go, a lot of different shops to see. There's a couple of small boutiques for children. I know, like us having kids, it's really hard to find nice clothes for kids, you know. You find like Ralph Lauren and stuff in the kid sizes, but like unique boutiques is very rare, and there's a couple of those in there. There's a couple of suit stores that you can get kind of like a Florida style suit, and then the rest is just Hollister and stuff. And there's like some unique stuff, like there's a Juan Valdez coffee shop. I know it's popular in South America. It's basically like the South American Dunkin' Donuts. Check that out. Grab you a cup of coffee and go. And other than that, you got the Old Navy, pretty much all full price things. You got your Macy's. They're one of the last Sears that's still open, and it's kind of it's closer to Universal, a little bit further away than the Mall of Millennia, but it's not going to be anything crazy. And the Crayola experience is in there, so there is something that you could, if you was planning a shopping day there, you could plan it and have your kids, you know, go do the Crayola experience and then do a little shopping. And there's some nice restaurants in there, Buca de Beppo and stuff like that, that you can, they just opened a Mexican restaurant that's pretty cool. And the food court has a lot of interesting things. The Cake Boss has a place in there. So there's a lot of little unique things that you can buy. But as far as shopping and stuff like that, it's pretty much similar to probably your big mall at your major town. And there's a hotel in it. I don't know anybody who's ever stayed in it, but it's there. Having kids and shooting this video is very hard. It's very loud in the background. One of the closest places to you guys is going to be International Drive. Now, International Drive is going to be your hub of tourism in Orlando. There's going to be store after store of gift shops, weird shops. We done a video on some of the weirder shops on International Drive. You can check that out. Tons of tourist attractions, restaurants and stuff like that. But there's a couple of things that's pretty cool on International Drive that make it awesome. First of all, if you are a golfer, there is a PGA store on International Drive. So if you've been saving up for a club or something like that, you might find it a little bit more affordable. Or if you're a fisherman, there is a Bass Pro Shop on there right next to Deezerland. What makes Florida better? Is Florida is a golf place. So before I would commit to the PGA store or to the Bass Pro Shop, write this down. Florida is full of golfers who are constantly changing their golf clubs to make them bigger and better, and they're constantly trading in or selling their golf clubs. So when you come to Florida, same with fishing poles. So when you come to Florida, the first thing you should do is pull out your phone, or maybe do a little pre-planning before you get here. Go to Facebook Marketplace. A couple of cool things to look up is, first, you want to check in Northern Lake County, the Villages area. It's an old retirement community. Them people have nothing to do but to buy and sell golf clubs. So look up on Facebook, look through the Villages buy and sell, type in golf clubs or fishing poles or anything like that. My cousins come down here all the time, and they literally, every time they come down here, it took them a little work, you know, but they've managed to upgrade their clubs and stuff like that. I am terrible at golf. I'm so bad at golf. But if you like golf, you might find you a really good deal. All right, getting back to International Drive. You have all these tourist stores. It's up and down the road. You're gonna find these really cheap tourist stuff. You're gonna find the shot glasses with the boobies on it. That's fun. That people buy those, so that's cool. And you're gonna find different little knickknacks and stuff like that. But one of the other things you're gonna see on both ends is you're gonna find the outlets. And I love the outlets. They're so great. They really are good. There's even a Disney outlet in the outlet, but you have Versace outlet. You have Armani Exchange outlet. You have Hugo Boss. You have Diesel. You have Seven. You have True Religion. You have pretty much every clothing brand that you could think of that you can buy their clothes for pennies on the dollar. When I showed you them Diesel jeans, I bought them on a sale day at the outlet, and I think the original price on them was like $230, and then they was marked down at the outlet to like $120, and then I went there on around a sale day and I got them for like $60-70. And majority of our clothes is like that. We buy them around the holidays, so we're buying very high-end name brand clothing. Not this came from Primark, which they're also supposed to be opening one here in Orlando, and the Florida Mall next to the Sears, where the Sears is. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's supposed to happen. So if you're watching this video a couple years in the future, there might be a Primark there, so jot that down. Very cheap clothes if you've never seen it. I've shopped at the ones in New Jersey. We go to New Jersey quite a bit, but they're very affordable clothes. Not the best for wear and tear, but if you need something quick, Primark's the way to go there. But back to the outlets. There's 2 outlets, and one is right on the International Drive, and the other one is just out of the backside of Disney. If you go to the one closer to Universal on the International Drive, which is directly across the street from the Bass Pro Shop, that one has brands like Psycho Bunny. I don't know if you've never heard of Psycho Bunny. Psycho Bunny is kind of a growing brand, very popular here in the United States. I believe they started in LA and then opened a New York store, and then opened a store in Miami and Orlando, I believe. You can fact check me on the internet. I don't know how true that is, but it's a very popular brand. Everybody's starting to buy that. Very bright, vibrant colors. You probably see me wear my red hoodie, but I got some polos. They focus on polos and beachwear and stuff. And they have a Hugo Boss at the ones closer to Universal Studios. And those Hugo Boss is pretty good because theirs is, you know, an average polo from Hugo Boss is $50. If you go there on a normal day, you're going to want to, you know, you'll probably get one for $70. If you go there on a sales day, you could get one for $40-50. So now you're on this thing that a lot of these stuff, and I don't know if you started noticing like this trend that I'm saying, that if you're coming to Orlando for a holiday, you're going to find some really good deals on some really high-end name brand clothes. Because whoever designed these outlets was stupid. They had no idea the size of the place compared to the parking, because every time you go to these outlets, the parking is going to be terrible. They do have valet, which is a lot easier to park. When you go in there, it's just going to look like a madhouse. They do have the valet, but it looks like a madhouse, and you're going to be like, I don't want to go in here because it's way too crowded. And there's so many times I went in there and thought, this is going to be way too crowded. And then we get in there and it's like there's hardly anybody in there, because whoever designed the parking lot to them, it was terrible. You'll see people parking up on curbs and grass, and you're going to be like, this is going to be terrible. There's going to be tons of people. There's not. It's just the parking lot was terribly designed. It was terribly designed, but it's great shopping. Like if you get a chance, that's the place you need to go. They do have the Disney outlet in there. The Disney outlet is in the one closer to Universal Studios. I don't know why, but it is. There's always a line to get in there because a lot of people know that. That's why we're not touching too much on this, because it's pretty common knowledge that they have the Disney outlet. And like right now, you're probably going to see stuff from like 4th of July because it's December. You're going to see stuff from, start seeing stuff from Halloween and stuff like that, which is really cool if you plan on coming back and going to Disney and doing that. And some of the old popcorn buckets that they sell like for $1 bajillion, you can get it for like half $1 bajillion and put it on your shelf and never use it again, because that's what we do when we buy Disney trinkets, because what do you do with a Disney trinket? But those are some really cool places. You also, in the outlets, you have Victoria's Secret, Polo, Ralph Lauren, and a lot of other Armani Exchange, just Express. Express is an amazing outlet store if you want to just buy really nice clothes. Really, sometimes they have for $30-40 around the holidays that you can buy 2 nice button-up shirts for like $50 for Express. So there's a lot of great bargains in Orlando. I personally think, I've been to New York City and I've been to a lot of different places. I've shopped down Broadway, and to be fair, I don't know where to shop in New York City, but you know, going down Broadway, there's a lot of different cool places if you want to spend the money. You know, but I don't want to spend $500 for a jacket. I don't live that life. We're still recovering from Christmas, and we probably won't recover to Christmas till probably next Christmas. And thus is life. But guys, if you felt like you got anything from this, if it's going to make your vacation better, hit the like button. If you want to see some of the cool places we go, hit subscribe. We got a lot of big things going on. I don't know if you tried to read the board behind us, but we have some very big things coming in for 2024, but we will fill that in for you in the next video, because we are going out past Orlando a lot. So if you guys want to see us check out some places, check out our other videos, hit the like, because we're almost at 1,000. Appreciate it, guys. What are we gonna trip into next?